Yes.
Talk about the misers, the people who want to enjoy the fruits of their actions, I think.
Yeah.
Misers, right?
Yes.
Talk about liberation of the cycle of birth and death.
Yeah.
But okay, maybe this is a dumb idea. Maybe this is a dumb question, but
No question is dumb.
what you said is that people can become liberated even during life, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why?
And let's clarify. Only during life. It is never the case wherein somebody dies and gets liberated. If you experience liberation here while you are alive, then you also are liberated forever. So even if you die, you are liberated.
Back to Godhead.
There are multiple different ways of liberation.
Yeah.
So this idea of back to Godhead is not specifically on a physical realm. It's how your consciousness is functioning. Yeah. So you can be liberated while living here. And that is the only way of getting liberation. You need to experience it live now. It is never a magic wherein somebody dies and then is liberated. He is not liberated before, he or she.
Okay, so liberation doesn't mean going back to Krishna on his planet.
So Krishna's planet is not physical like this.
Yeah, it's on another plane.
It's a different plane of existence, which means he is there here also now. Yeah? So it is not the idea wherein there is a physical space somewhere you can go with a rocket.
Yeah, I know. So you can't see it with a telescope.
Hare Krishna. So the idea is that Krishna is there everywhere. I need to be able to surrender to Krishna and then experience this life which is beyond the matter now. Is it making sense?
Experience life beyond the matter now.
Matter.
Okay, what I know is the idea is to get away from the material existence.
Yes.
Material life, whatever.
Yes.
Into spiritual life, right?
Yes.
But the goal is to go back to Godhead, right?
Yeah. So that phrase needs to be understood properly. It is not like you need to transport yourself from here to somewhere. Right? You can be here while living with Krishna here. Yeah. So this back to Godhead is a phrase which is something which needs to be put into context. You need to understand it in real context. Prabhupada used it like that to connect with people who have idea of God from Christianity mostly. Right? But understanding of Krishna is not that you basically you need to die and then you go somewhere. No. You can live. You are living right now. And you can be Krishna conscious. And you are living with Krishna. Then when you die also, you are with Krishna because you are already living with Krishna. Is that making sense?
Yeah, but then in that case, what is the problem with the cycle of birth and death?
Yeah, so when you are liberated in this consciousness, you are not experiencing this life of Hare Krishna, come in. The cycle of birth and death is not affecting you anymore. You are not in the cycle of karma anymore. It is not something which you will be undergoing. You will not be forced to take one more birth somewhere. You are a liberated person, meaning that you are beyond karma. Karma is not acting on you anymore. I won't get sick again, for example. Or I won't get affected if I get sick again. Also another way of looking at it.
Okay, but is karma kind of like, let's say, a bank account or an account balance of the good and bad things?
Yes,
right?
yes. It is a bank account.
But if you're trying to be, or you're a good person or trying to be a good person, what was the problem with karma?
Because nobody can be really, really good on an absolute term unless one is Krishna conscious. Because just being good materially is having not much significance. I would say not significantly important, because even a good person breathes. You agree with me?
Even a
Good person
Yeah.
breathes.
breathes, yes.
Yeah? I have cold, so but
I
it
suppose
doesn't
it
matter.
breathes.
Yeah. So when you breathe,
Breathes. Breathes, yeah.
I don't know how many millions of microorganisms are just killed. Yeah, just by breathing. So what is the validity of this goodness I'm talking about? There is it's irrelevant just being good, because so many multitude of times more I'm being bad. Just going around, I may be killing so many insects. I'm driving a car, I'm polluting the earth. Right? It's real. I'm actually consuming so much and creating. And then I may tell her, no, I'm a very good person. I give some charity, and I have, I give some donation somewhere, or I give food to the people who are hungry. But this is like so less compared to the amount of bad karma which I'm accumulating. So this good and bad have, it's a relative term. You may think that something is good, but for somebody else, oh my God, this is horrible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So yeah, it's a very relative term, good and bad. Dharma is a very different word. So dharma has a different context. So usually the Vedic literatures talk, they don't talk about good and bad, but they talk about dharma and adharma, something which is dharmic and something which is adharmic. So that's a different plane of discussion and understanding. So dharma has four legs, four aspects of it: truthful, austere, merciful, and clean.
Clean. Okay.
Can you repeat?
Truthful.
Truthful,
Austerity.
Merciful.
austere.
Cleanliness.
You're recording.
Clean.
Cleanliness.
Fourth.
Cleanliness.
Oh, maybe I missed one. Then let's start again.
Truthfulness.
Truthfulness,
Austerity.
austerity,
Mercy and
Mercy.
cleanliness.
clearness. So these are the four dimensions of dharma. It's not on one aspect; it's all four. And then they also, mercy doesn't mean I don't eat, for example, I don't kill animals for my food. That's one level of understanding. Right? A real aspect of mercy is I am a kind friend to every living being. Right? I'm a kind friend. Like I feel that Ashutosh is my friend, Mahir is my friend, Dilyana is my friend. In the same way, even if I see a small ant, I'll be like, oh, this is my friend. Yeah, a small mosquito, whatever, is a friend. Can you see? Like it's a very deep subject. So that's what Vedic thought process goes into. So that's mercy. Cleanliness doesn't mean, yeah, I take a shower. It is just external, but internally clean. Thoughts clean. Mind clean. Clean. Then austerity doesn't mean I just fast, for example. No. I'm basically I'm able to control my mind in performing things which are spiritual in nature. Yeah. So that's austerity. I'm able to control my mind. I'm able to tell to my mind that no, this has to be done. Remember last time we just began with the aspects of surrender.
Yes.
Yeah, there were two aspects of surrender which we discussed. First one was accept everything which is favorable.
Reject everything.
Second, reject everything which is not favorable. Yeah. Remember, Sean? You don't remember? Okay, so not Sean. I don't know. I keep calling you Sean. You're Shane. So, Mahir, you need to move. Come this side. I can't see you otherwise.
Oh.
Or you move this side.
Yeah, I just decided.
Sure. So that's austerity. You're able to control your mind. You're able to tell your mind that no, I'm able to do this, I should be doing this. Yeah, like I was talking with my hair the other day that, like, oh, yeah, my office is like so busy, I can't come here. Like, you know, I get they catch me every Thursday evening. It's like so impossible. And I told him, you need to be able to block it. This time is for Bhakti Space. You should be able to, and then you go back and work. It's fine, right? Totally fine. You go back to office and continue to work. No problem. But you should be able to decide on, okay, no, this is something which is really important for me. I need to be able to do this. I need to be able to take out time. I need to be able to take out time, not just for coming here, but every day sitting down and doing meditation, sitting down and actually contemplating. I gave a task, I believe, which I'm sure nobody has done it also, still. The task was that every day you should be able to sit down and do meditation for 15 minutes, and then the rest, 10-15 minutes, think about something in which you are able to contribute to the world. Yeah. This was the task. I know nobody has done it. Next time, please remember. Yeah. Just remember to do this on a daily basis. This is going to then tell you on your face, my God, it's so difficult. It's not easy. Yeah. You will know that, wow, mind is a different beast. You thought it was your friend. It's like you have a friend, whole life you are thinking that, oh, he's my best friend. And then suddenly, Nilambara is telling you that, no, sorry, not your friend. Then your mind is like, no, Nilambara is wrong. Yeah. Then you will get the reality check when you sit down and you are able to chant. And then your mind is like, I don't want to chant. But then if you are determined, and that means it's a different facility, it's not mind. Determination comes from a different aspect, it's called as buddhi. We have discussed this last time. Buddhi means intellect, the rational intellect which is there. If buddhi has made a decision, it has made a determination that no, I need to be able to sit down and do meditation every day. And then mind is like, no, I don't want to do this. So suddenly you are like conflicted now. For the first time in your life, oh my God, this mind is a different thing than what I thought. Right? Why am I getting this different feeling now? This should have been helping me, but then it's not helping me. It wants to go away. I want to do everything else other than sitting down and meditating. Yeah. So my point is you should be able to do this. Yeah, that's the meaning of austerity. Yeah, accept things which are favorable and reject things which are unfavorable. Hare Krishna. So, and then last one was truthfulness. You speak truth, not just truth is on multiple levels, right? So we're not talking about relative truths here, like, truths which are eternal. So in Sanskrit this is called as satya. It has the root word sat, which means eternal. That which is eternal truth. The eternal truth is that you are not his body. You are full of consciousness who is there in the body right now. You are in this body. The body does not belong to you. It is not your property. Yeah. You're not his body. Body is not your property. Everything else which is related with your body is also not yours. We may be thinking that no, I have earned, really, this is all because of my hard efforts, and yeah, but it really is not belonging to you. If something is truly mine, I should be able to just be there and have it, right? But then every single item which we own, every single thing, including the body, will be asked to leave one day. It's like someone walks into your apartment or house, wherever you live, drags you. It's like, okay, you're not living in this place anymore. I'm going to take you somewhere else. How will you feel? Yes, Mahir?
You won't like it.
You won't like it? Okay. What else?
We will resist.
You want to resist? Good. Yes. That's it.
Depends on where it's taking me.
It feels
No, you don't know.
I don't know.
You just don't know. It's like so powerful people. They just entered your house, barged in, no permission taken, just dragging you outside. How will you feel?
Distressed, helpless.
Helpless, distressed,
Scared.
scared? Yes, you can.
I will accept.
You will just, okay. And it's actually fact. Eventually we give up. Like, how much can you fight really? Because they're like really powerful people. They're just dragging you. You may resist. Yeah. But then if the other people are really strong, that's the meaning of death. To the extent that even the body which we think is ours will be just left behind. I don't want to scare you off, but that's the fact sheet of life. Right? This is how, and at least in the language which I know, it like the person passed away. Right? This is how usually you phrase. We never tell that he's there or she's there. We tell this is the dead body, corpse. Right? The person has passed away. Who has passed away? The whole entire body is here. And not that that the body was like 80 kilos. After death is like 75 kilos. 5 kilo item has been moved on. No, there is really no physical change in. They have done enough experiments. There's hardly any change in the weight of the body just before death and just after death. So, why we are telling these things?
Nothing is ours.
No.
Satya.
Satya. So, truthfulness is to understand these things first, and then about to speak. Whatever we speak should to be. They need to be having their plane of reference to these eternal truths of life. This is the eternal truth of life. That nothing is really mine. I'm not his body. I don't own anything here. And then it can start from there. Okay, then who am I? So you see that's dharma. So that's where we began. Right? So austerity, cleanliness, mercy, truthfulness. So this is dharma. And it is not having a relative frame of reference. These are well discussed, well contemplated in Vedic texts. So basically Vedic texts are like this, right? So you ask me a question, I'm trying to answer. That's how Vedic texts are. All of them. Right? They are not dogma. You understand what's a dogma? Dogma means you just believe it. This is how it is. There is some God. You surrender to that person and you'll be going to heaven afterwards. This is the meaning of dogma. Right? So Vedic texts are not dogma. These are realizations and personal realizations of people who have practiced. So anyway, coming back to your original question, just being good that's why not sufficient. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Like, what is good? What do you think as being good? Don't hurt anyone. Right? What else? What is it? What do you mean? Being good means what?
Try to help.
Try to help other people. What else?
Not playing any politics.
Don't hurt anyone. Right? Okay. What else?
Cook nicely.
Cook nice. And eat or give away.
No.
So that's
share it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Share with people. Okay. Then that's it. That's being good.
There's infinite ways to be good
Yeah.
and bad.
Yes. So my point was all of them are relative. Right? You are trying to do something, but then they're not absolute, they are relative. In mathematics, there is this concept of being relative and being absolute. Absolute means it doesn't change. Relative means it depends on, in this context, it depends on time, place, circumstances. For some people, it may be very good, some people, it may be not so good. Same activity. Yeah? COVID. Was it good or bad? Those who are suffering, those who lost their family members, those who really, really struggled, for them it was bad. But so many hundreds and thousands of people built amazing business during COVID and made amazing millions of dollars during COVID because of COVID. For them, it was the best thing which happened in their lives. You see? So good and bad are always relative. So if you ask this person who made millions out of COVID, he will think, wow, I want this to happen again. Right? The entire world suffers, I make money. So, but dharma is not like that. Yeah, dharma, because it is concerned with eternal aspects of life, not the relative temporary aspects of life. Coming back to the first question, Shane. So when we understand this temporariness and eternality of life, then life never halts. You continue to live forever. Right now you're in this form of life. You may be whatever in the future, or you could have been whatever in the past. Doesn't matter. Right now you have this just temporary existence. But with this facility, you can actually perfect your existence by becoming Krishna conscious. Understanding the purpose of your existence, understanding the purpose of who you are, what you are. So we have discussed enough times in the past. You can't start by asking question, what is my purpose? You first ask the question, who am I? Right? So when that's realized, not just, oh, I saw this Instagram reel. So I know I am not this body, I'm Atma. That's not realization. This is borrowed knowledge. I read it somewhere, heard it somewhere, watched it somewhere. This is not realization. This is borrowed. The realization is you see it, you live like it. Yeah. Quite simple explanation is we will not be affected by the changes which happen because of the body. Body is something of duality. I get headache, I can't work really. I need to really lie down and rest. Because head is paining. But then as such, this is material. But then I think my head is paining. So I just need to relax and rest. But that is because I am now so much bodily conscious. You see the difference? So there is huge amount of covering on who I am. As such, Atma can never get cold. It can never get headache. Can never get fever. Body can get it. And unfortunately, right now I'm so conditioned that it all feels like, no, I'm not enjoying it. So that's the meaning of conditioning. So the question of life is then, who am I, who is beyond all this temporary experiences which are coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. Yeah. And then, going back to Krishna and all these things, they are PhD level questions. Yeah. So first question is, who am I? So in the beginning of Gita, that's why Krishna has, he is taking Arjuna through a very scientific way of learning. He is not telling anything, like we have not studied even one shloka in Gita so far. We are in second chapter. When Krishna is like, no, I'm God. Not once. Because it has to start from who you are, not who Krishna is. Remember this example I told, something which you know, you don't know. Remember this? A sphere of knowledge which you know this. Yeah. Computer engineering. Ashutosh knows, yeah, I have a PhD here. Come on. Neurosurgery. Ashutosh has no idea what it is, but he knows, he doesn't know. Right? So you know what you know. You know what you don't know. Bigger sphere. Infinite sphere, you don't even know what you don't know. Right? That's infinity. It's like it's infinite. So Krishna falls into that category. You start from there, where will you land? Nowhere. Right? You can't start asking from there. You need to start from things which, yeah, perhaps right now you know, but you know that you don't know. So I know that I exist. I don't know who am I. So let's start from there. Making sense?
You know you exist, but you don't know your mind.
You don't know who you are.
Right, you don't know who you are. Okay.
Yeah. You know you are existing, but you don't know who you are. Yeah. Good. So,
I have a question.
yes.
So, bhakti goes with us. If we die, bhakti goes with us.
Yeah, I mean, whatever spiritual progress which you have made in this life, whichever amount of it, that will be going with you to the next form of life, whichever you may be getting. Right? Maybe in this plane of existence in Earth, maybe somewhere else, maybe in Mars, maybe somewhere else. Maybe in this solar system or maybe somewhere else. Doesn't matter. The universe is infinite. It's huge. Right? You may be landing anywhere. But then whatever advancement you have made in your spiritual progress, it goes with you. You will definitely not be called as Ashutosh and you will not have a PhD for computer science. Right? You will not. Even if you are born, let's say tomorrow, you leave this body tomorrow, you are born again in the same earth. Right? Nobody will call you like, this is Dr. Ashutosh. Yeah, this is a baby who is crying. Yeah. And he will not remember ABCD also. Forget computer engineering. So you will be taught A for apple, B for bat. Yeah. But then whatever spiritual progress you have made, it will come with you. Now, we have, we may not be able to see like, okay, this is how somebody died and this is how they are getting next life. But then intuitively you can understand. We have kids in our community now. We have Ruba's daughter, Gauri. And when kirtan starts, she's like this. You have seen?
Yes, your daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a dancer.
Yeah. And she's like just 1 year. And she started this like even when she was like 6 months or so. Right? The kirtan starts and she just. We have one more boy, friend Srini's son. He like brings everybody else good come to him. Come dance with me. So whenever kirtan starts, he just. And then when they had been to India, they were like in the beginning they were like, yeah, maybe he likes music, right? But then when they were in India, they were in their family they were putting some Bollywood songs, yeah? And everybody is dancing, and it's like very common in India. So there is some film songs and people are dancing. This guy didn't join them, and they put kirtan, jumped up and started dancing. So it is not that the kid is just a dumb idiot, has no idea of what's going on and just anyway wants to dance for music. So looking at that, you can understand this is not the first time these guys are interacting with Krishna or Kirtan. They know it from the past. In the previous life, they have experience of it. They're just picking it up from where they have left. So it's intuitive, intuitively you can understand. So many people, I met small kids, they just first time they pick musical instruments and they start playing. And this happens in outside world also. There's so many people, young kids, hold a violin for the first time, start playing it. Right? So, how? This is, you can't explain this by any logic as such. Parents are not musicians, and so anyway, the point is that whatever progress which you have made in trying to at least connect with your inner nature, that's there. It's no different journey. That belongs to you, and that will be carried. Otherwise, nothing makes sense. So the universe is a connected system. There is not like a dumb, disoriented, disconnected entity. No, it's a connected system. Everything is interconnected. And that's the meaning of yoga. Right? You actually then find that connection, you find that union. Right now, we think I can exist myself. I can independently exist. This is just my thought. It's not reality, it's just my thought. Right? I can exist independently. It's just my thought. Please start breathing a bit more consciously. If there are thoughts which are lingering in your mind, just park them for a minute. 10 minutes. Please take a deep breath, and as we are exhaling, we'll be reciting Om together. Just take a deep breath. One more time. Please hear attentively and recite the next mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Guru. Please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's try again. I still hear a lot of distracted voices. Please try to focus. There's really nothing in the world which we want to do right now other than just focusing. It's the best use of our time right now. Try not to be bothered with the incessant flow of whatever thoughts which are just pouring in. Try to put them away. Just focus on the words. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Hare Hare.
One last time, all together, all of us together. Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Thank you so much. Nice. Let us pick the Gita where we left off last time. I think today we are supposed to study second chapter, verse number 50. I sent a link in the group. Everybody has it, I guess. So whether you can share one of your phone with me. Second chapter, verse 50. Okay. So, everybody has it? Yeah? Please repeat. Buddhiyukto jahatiha.
Buddhiyukto jahatiha.
Okay. If you make a mistake, it's fine. Give it a shot. Buddhiyukto jahatiha.
Buddhiyukto jahatiha.
Ubhe sukrita dushkrite.
Ubhe sukrita dushkrite.
Tasmad yogaya yujyasva.
Tasmad yogaya yujyasva.
Yogaha karmasu kaushalam.
Yoga karmasu kaushalam.
Buddhiyukto jahatiha.
Buddhiyukto jahatiha.
Ubhe sukrita dushkrite.
Ubhe sukrita dushkrite.
Tasmad yogaya yujyasva.
Tasmad yogaya yujyasva.
Yogaha karmasu kaushalam.
Yoga karmasu kaushalam.
Okay, let us do it together. Buddhiyukto jahatiha. Ubhe sukrita dushkrite. Tasmad yogaya yujyasva. Wow, so much of time. Amazing. Good. We have Archie also today. We have a nice kirtan at the end. Do you remember that we discussed the chariot example last time? Yeah. You remember Sarthak? Sarthak is landing from where? Office?
No, actually I missed the train. That's
Oh, it was a train. Okay. But do you remember what we discussed last time?
Last time I was absent.
Last week we didn't do the program. This was 2 weeks ago. And you were here.
Yeah.
No?
No,
Sarthak was not here?
No, he was here, no.
No?
No.
Okay.
So innocent face.
Keshav, you were here?
No.
Okay. Mehir was
I
not
think
there.
Shane was here.
Shane was here. Dilan was here. Ashutosh was here. Sweda was here. Okay, good. So it's 4 people. Tell me, what's the chariot example we discussed?
So the horses are resembling the senses.
Horses are senses. You understand a chariot? Yeah. Chariot is like driven by the horses. Horse cart. So the horses, they are compared with senses, which are
See,
eyes, nose, tongue, ears, skin. Right? So these are 5 senses which are dragging your chariot. Good. Next.
we have Buddhi who is controlling these senses.
So buddhi, which is the rational intellect, yeah, the reasoning ability which you have, that is,
Controlling the mind.
yeah, what is it in the chariot?
Sarathi.
It is the guy who is chariot driver. Yeah. This is the guy who is riding the horses. And the rope which is there in the hand of chariot driver, which is tied to the horses, is mind. Yeah?
Yes.
The person who is traveling is
Also,
Atma.
Atma.
And the body of the chariot is the body which you have. Yeah? So Keshav repeats now.
The chariot is the body that we have.
Yeah.
The person riding the chariot is our soul, which is Atma.
Yes.
And the ropes that connect the horse to the chariot is our mind.
Yeah.
And something else also is there.
Yeah, multiple other things are there.
Horses.
Horses are
Our
mind.
mind. Mind you already told. Rope.
5 horses.
5 horses.
5 feelings. The
5?
5 feelings of
But not feelings.
whatever touch, seeing.
Yeah. The senses.
Senses.
Yeah. And then, still one more thing. Yes, Satak?
He told everything.
No.
So the buddhi.
Yes, is the buddhi,
Yeah.
which is?
Chauffeur,
The driver.
Yeah. So this shloka starts with buddhi yukto. Yukta is the same dhatu as yoga. Somebody, and Krishna is hammering on this. Buddhi yoga, buddhi yoga, buddhi yoga, buddhi yoga. Yoga means? Union. Buddhi yoga means? No. So yoga means union. Buddhi yoga means?
Union with the Buddhi.
Yes, with what? Right?
Yeah.
So, Buddhi's union with
Krishna.
Krishna. That's Buddhi yoga. Is it making sense? Yeah? So your Buddhi is an association with Krishna. Right now, our Buddhi is total. How do you know?
Because it's not in union with Krishna.
How do you know?
There are some things
You
we
can
know, some
feel
things we
it.
don't know.
How do you know that your Buddhi is sleeping right now? How do you know? Sumita?
Otherwise, I would have surrendered to Krishna.
Otherwise, you have?
I would have surrendered to Krishna if my buddhi was not sleeping.
Okay.
Looks like that's not the case, so it's probably.
But how do you know? But that's like, you see, in logic, you're doing negation of it. How do you know directly? Right? in this example, Sarthak, your buddhi is in union with Krishna?
No.
Why?
Whenever we are using a buddhi for four things, eating,
Huh.
and so
No,
forth.
you're not using buddhi. That is, buddhi is not even involved with eating, mating, sleeping, different,
Yeah.
right? But that's what we are doing. Yeah. So if buddhi was awake, you would stop doing eating, mating. No eating anymore. No sleeping anymore. No.
We stop struggling for that.
You'll stop struggling for it. So you just sit down and then to cook every day, right?
We will be satisfied that what we have. We won't hanker for more.
So every day rice dal is good for me.
Yes.
You're not hanker for more.
No.
And that's called as buddhi yoga.
Yes.
Yeah? So somebody who eats rice dal every day, is it buddhi yoga? Huh? Yes or no?
No, the same time you have to replace in other place.
What?
Krishna, serving, walking.
Good. So right now senses are dragging us. Do you agree with this? Yeah. It's the senses who drive. See, mind is an agile thing. One end of the mind is with senses. Other end is buddhi. Yeah. Those who think that mind is driving me, you are mistaken. Your mind is not driving you. Who is driving you? Senses are driving. Because how can rope drive you? Right? How? Rope can never drive. Rope can never decide where to go. Mind is an extremely agile thing. It has nothing of its own. Either it can follow senses or buddhi. Very simple. Make sense?
Can I ask a question?
No, let me finish this first. Keshav, is it making sense? Yeah. Mind can either follow senses or buddhi. And right now, it's following senses. Because senses are driving. Buddhi is sleeping. Why senses are driving? Because the guy who is supposed to control them is having no energy whatsoever. Just sleeping. Buddhi is just sleeping. Total sleep. Yeah. Buddhi is triggered when? I have told this, I don't know, 100,000 times from so far. Buddhi is triggered when?
You experience the higher bliss.
Yeah, you eat an amazing food. Higher. When is it triggered?
When we think about something rational, or when we question the existence of something, then it starts to.
Of not something. Not how does this I for K? Oh, that's a very intelligent no. That's not.
Existence of ourselves, when
Yes.
we start questioning the existence of
Yes.
ourselves.
So when you start asking the question, who am I? Remember, Shane, we had a big discussion about this last time. I'm sorry. I think we are missing this contemplation after the class. I give so much, then you come back blank slate, and I fill it again. Then you go back and blank slate again. Let's start a bit of interaction. Maybe someone of you can just start making a bit of interactive things in the group. Maybe, yeah, just, you can do it. Perhaps just some questions or something which you liked, and share it in a nice way, and small notes maybe, or something which people can start thinking about, and yeah, some pointers for next time. Yeah, is it okay? At least there will be one more refreshment. Otherwise, we discuss so much, and we come back and then think, oh, wow, yeah, I think I heard this somewhere. Oh, maybe last time. Oh, I don't know. That's fine. So you need to ask the question,
Who am I?
who am I? First question. And then Buddha is like, oh wow, there is some task for me now. Yeah. So far there is no task. Buddha is like, wow, okay, you drag wherever, I don't care. Right? So senses are just dragging. Buddhi is just sleeping. Buddhi has no say whatsoever. We discussed this, finding an iPhone, making a skyscraper, these things, do not need buddhi. They don't need buddhi. Because at the end of the day, all of them are targeted towards eating, mating, sleeping, defending. That's it. These things don't need buddhi. Yeah. Remember we discussed about Ashutosh will tell about
This spider web.
spider web. Yeah.
Finally.
Yes, good. Something is clicking finally. So, yeah, the spider can make it, but it doesn't have buddhi, really. So much of trigonometry and calculus is being used there. You don't know its language, so you can't speak with it. But you know, building a spider web is not a simple task. Right? So it's doing it. Just constructing things and sophistication, these don't need buddhi. Buddhi is triggered when you really ask this first question. Buddhi is like, wow, yeah, sure. And then it needs some food. Just asking it is not sufficient in itself, right? It doesn't have food. Somebody is like, he's sleeping since so long, just food deprived, just sleeping. It needs some food, right? And that's where associations like this, studying Gita, everyday meditating on Hare Krishna mantra, these things help you to give some food to that buddhi. Okay, now it can, finally, I have a task, I'm empowered. I can now pull all the reins, and then now I'll control the horses. Is making sense? Buddhi needs to get up and stand and tell, okay, now is my job. I will ride the horses. Yeah. The guy who is traveling has no idea what's going on. Right? He's totally lost. Is it making sense to you? Then that's what is happening with us. Who we are, Atma has no idea what's going on outside. He's just there in the chariot and his senses are just riding. Wherever they like. What will they like? Eyes will like, oh, something nice to see, I'll run there. Ears are like, oh, this is nice to hear, I'll run there. Tongue is like, oh, this is nice to taste, I'll run there. Nose is like, it is nice to smell, I'll run there. Skin is like, oh, it is nice to touch, I'll run there. Yeah, and that's life. Atma has nothing to do with any of these things. Like, wow, where am I going? Nowhere. Eventually, because of just the pure laws of physics, you have an object and 5 different forces are pulling 5 different directions, the object will break, and that's called as death. The body is shattered then and goes somewhere else. So anyway, the point is, buddhi in this structure first needs to wake up, sit down, be strong, and then needs to be in association with Krishna. That's called as
Buddhi.
Buddhi Yoga. Is it making sense? So the process is very simple. It's not complicated. I just need to be able to do some little modifications, adjustments in my life. Then very quickly I can start seeing the results. You will be able to, as I said, if you just sit down and start meditating, it's so easy to understand you're out of your mind. Because your mind is troubling you. First time you'll be like, wow, there is a layer which is not me. Why is this guy troubling me so much? So Buddha is telling I want to meditate, and mind is just not allowing. You think that no, I don't like this, but it is not that you don't like it. Mind doesn't like it. Senses don't like it. Buddhi wants to do it, but senses are like, no, I want to see, I want to hear, I want to touch, I want to eat. That's what senses are doing. Buddhi is saying, no, sit down and just chant Hare Krishna mantra. And senses are like, no, I don't do this. Mind is, no, I don't do this. Yeah. So first time you'll be like, wow, these are different things, not what I am. And then that's where it starts. Eventually you'll be able to then take the control of the chariot and ride. The Buddhi is enough capable, and then eventually it has to then get association with Krishna. So then Buddhi is driven by Krishna's wish and will. Krishna is in association with it. So that's the meaning of actually serving. So our existence is used in service then to Krishna, because I don't want anything, for my own senses. I'm not doing anything which is enjoying my senses. My charity is driving towards higher purpose of life. Buddhi is active, Buddhi is in union with Krishna. The chariot is driving towards higher purpose of life, and that's when you can get higher taste. You can experience higher taste. Krishna tells in the next verse. Once you, actually not next verse, before, he's already told, verse 41, 42. If somebody experiences higher taste, that's when you can get rid of lower taste. So right now, lower taste means lower forms of seeing, lower forms of eating, lower forms of whatever we are conditioned right now. Eventually, higher taste means you experience these things on a higher platform. And then you're like, wow, I don't want this. Yeah. So Krishna is saying, Buddhi Yuta Jahatiha Ubhe Sukruta Dushkrute, that when you attain that sort of consciousness, your existence is like this, automatically you are beyond the cycle of karma we were talking about in the beginning, right? So this karma bank account is reduced to zero then. You're not in the cycle of karma anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, you're not bound by karma. You are acting on a plane which is higher than karma. Yeah. So that is today's verse. Any quick questions?
So when you get to that level, that would be like, for example, some of the swamis or at that level?
We can't generalize. Maybe someone has, maybe someone has not. Beauty is that only you know, no one else knows. So if you achieve it, you know. But I would say that there are many people who have made a lot of progress in the path. Telling that, yeah, the Swamis have made it, that is a bit overestimation perhaps, or a bit proud estimation also, that we never know. Who knows? Yeah. It has to be always logical and rational. At least that's how I look at it, Shane. I don't go by sentiments. I asked this to Sachinandana Swami actually, and then he told that nothing much changes by changing the clothes. The Swamis, the sannyasis, they wear different robes. And he also told nothing much changes by aging also. It's a long journey. He is very humble. So I would say he has made a lot of progress. He is like extremely high level from where my consciousness operates, for example. It's very, very, very high. There may be some other people also, who are like that. But to tell that all of them are like that, because there are so many Swamis. Right? And Hare Krishnas are not the only spiritual institution. There are like thousands of institutions in the world who are spiritual. Is everyone in there? I have no idea. Maybe somebody is, maybe somebody is not. And it is not necessary to be a Swami to get there. Somebody who is doing normal job and a householder or a student or whoever, doesn't matter, a housewife, anybody can get this. The knowledge is not constrained that only renunciants or only the people who are sannyasis can get this. No, anybody can get this. Yeah. It's about how one's consciousness operates basically. What is this, the plane of existence or the consciousness sphere to say? Where is it operating? Is it operating in the sphere wherein I want to enjoy myself all the time? Or, no, I don't want to let the senses drive me anymore. I'll let Buddhi to take over. Let Buddhi drive. Good. Any other questions? Yes, here. No questions? You're coming after, 3 months.
He has a question.
Yeah, I forgot.
Right.
I have a
Yes,
question.
sure.
What's the relationship between Buddhi and Atma.
Buddhi is the is a facility which you have. When I say you are the Atma I'm referring to, right? So Dhyana as a person is Atma. This I'll call it a substance now, okay? This Atma as a substance right now has this body of Dhyana, has this senses, the set of senses as Dhyana, and then has a layer of mind and a layer of buddhi, right? These are all facilities which you have. But right now, it's a situation wherein just the outer layer is driving the whole thing, and inner layer is like lost, totally lost. Yeah, the outermost layer is the driving person right now, the senses. Yeah, our proposal or Krishna's proposal to say is that let's make it buddhi, who is actually capable of pulling the ropes, which is mind, to control the horses, senses, to drive them on a plane of existence which is superior to the inferior aspects of life we are undergoing right now, which are eating, mating, sleeping, defending. No matter what we do, they're all in these four things. Right? So, Gita's first teaching is get buddhi active. Feed him something, feed that something, and then let it become active. Let the buddhi get some task. And that's what we do, right? The whole purpose of meditating, and we ask for all these things because buddhi is getting some food then. Yeah.
And by feeding buddhi, are you also you're on the path to liberate Atma?
Yes.
That's the
That's the whole connection. Eventually, that buddhi, because it is now connected with Krishna, the buddhi yoga, it will give you liberation. Right? Even in this, you may be having this existence, but Atma is then connected with something else. Yeah? But
So in the chariot example, the Atma was the passenger?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lost passenger. Having no control whatsoever.
And the driver is buddhi,
Yes.
is asleep.
Yeah, he's sleeping. Because that's why passenger is lost. He can't jump and sit there and drive. He has no idea how to do those things. Please come.
He's my friend Raj.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Now I
Yes.
remember. So, does Atma feel pain? So I know body feel pain. Does
Yeah.
Atma feel pain?
No.
Atma never feel pain.
No. Yeah, we already discussed those things in the beginning of first second chapter. Krishna tells this is Atma operates on a plane which is transcendental to matter. Matter has duality. Yeah. Pleasure, pain, happiness, distress, heat, cold. So matter has duality. Atma is on a higher plane. But because it is in association with matter, Krishna tells second chapter, verse 13, I believe, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shita ushna sukha dukkadaha. Because of the sparsha, the attachment which is there, the association which is there, you are infected with it. Yeah? You are affected. However is the outside, you feel the same. But as such, it is transcendental, but it thinks that, oh, I am being suffering now. As such, senses cannot feel that. Mind cannot feel that. Right? Atma is having this, because of the association which is there. I gave the example when we were discussing, Ashutosh, you were not there when we were discussing this. It was summer that time. We were in that hall. So I gave this example that you chose, this is the example, right? So you chose, all of us, we have chosen to live here in this place. I can't complain that there is, it's like, oh, it's freezing cold today. And nobody is forcing you. You can go to New Zealand. It's summer now, maybe, right? Is it summer now?
Yes.
Yeah. You can get a better weather there. or you can live somewhere in tropical region, and like, around the year is really good temperature. So because you are here, you will be affected by the temperature outside. You can't tell that no, I am here, freezing cold, I'll just walk like this. I don't need any thermals or jacket or anything. I can just walk. You will get sick very soon. Yeah. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that's because you are here. So you need to cover and make sure that you are well protected. So similarly, right now Atma is in sphere of matter. It is affected by, because it is there in the sphere. It's affected. You can't tell that no, I'm here, but then for that to happen, you need to change the sphere of existence. Yeah. And that comes back to your initial question. That is not just physical change. It's a consciousness change. So you can experience that right now. Yeah. So it's all connected concepts. Buddhi Yoga, karmic account getting zero, Krishna consciousness. They're all connected topics. You can't understand them individually just by themselves. It all happens together. And that's when you experience a higher form of living, even now. You don't need to die to say. You can experience liberation now. Yeah.
Also in the next life.
Eternal. Because you are already living eternity. Liberation means you are living eternal life.
I should say next body.
It doesn't matter wherever it is, right? Because your consciousness, your frame of reference is not tied to temporariness anymore. You are living eternal life. That's the meaning of liberation.
But that was the same for everybody.
Yeah, but then you just don't realize that you suffer, right? Right now, as I said, I get headache, I struggle so much, but as such, I don't need to. But then I am so much conditioned right now, and I need to lie down, I need to really, I can't function otherwise. Because I am associating with matter fully. Yeah. So all these discomforts, changes, everything, it's not affecting Atma at all. They can't touch. So if somebody is performing activities in that plane of existence, they won't be affected by the changes in whatever is going on outside. The pleasure and the pain have no distinctions anymore. It's all the same. Yeah. Good. One last. What's the time?
8:16.
Okay, we have 4 more minutes. Yes. Any? So, just see if anybody else has a question. Mani, do you have a question? No questions? Did you feel happy joining in?
Yeah.
Do you need to go back to office afterwards?
No, but I have work.
You have work. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
You have any questions? You do? No questions. Sumita? No questions. Sarthak? No questions. Yes, Keshav? Why not?
Technical, I mean, it's not that important. It's okay.
Okay. You mean your question is not important?
Yeah.
Yeah, every question is important.
Yeah. You can ask.
It's
It's okay. Shoot it.
Our feelings are driving us, so your senses and buddhi, and so we need to activate buddhi and keep the feelings like aside. But what sort of ratio should we maintain? Should we like completely disassociate our feelings and only focus buddhi, or like
Very good
50-50
question.
or-
That's a good question. So the question is, do we just ignore everything else then? No, you need to live, right? So that's what I said in the beginning. I was making a joke with Sarthak that, so do you stop eating or what? You don't, right? If you stop, you die. So very soon. If you think that, no, I don't need food at all. Why? I just went to this class and Nilambara was telling this, and then, this eating is a very low platform. I don't want to eat. Right? You see, we give food for a reason, right? So we serve food in the program for a reason. Otherwise, we'll be like, you came here, start fasting from today. Let's see. Yeah. So there has to be a basic common sense applied to the proper taking care of this body, because right now it is facilitating you. You need to really think like you have a car, right? you're not the car. Car is not the important thing at all. You need to go somewhere, right? Let's say from here you need to go. Keshav is from Dubai. He can't drive from here to Dubai. He can, but let's say you're from here. You need to go to Eindhoven. A simple example. Yeah. So you going there is important, right? Car is important, but you going there is also important. What is the most important thing here?
Going there.
Going there is important, right? Which car is that most important?
No.
But car is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to make sure that you have a mode of transportation which is functioning. Yeah. And if you're already there, let's say you're already driving. You have a car, you're driving already. You're going to Eindhoven. Now going to Eindhoven is the most important thing. But then at the same time, you can't ignore that your car is, let's say the petrol is coming down. You need to refill it. You can't be like, oh, me going to Eindhoven is the most important. I'll just keep driving. Very soon, if the petrol is over, the car will break down, and perhaps your ultimate purpose is lost. Yeah. So you need to keep making enough things so that car is functional. I'll give one more example. How many of us have had there are some students here, so I'll leave them for that question. But experience of living in your own house and experience living in an apartment. Yeah. If you live in an apartment, anybody, you can just generalize this, yeah? Anybody who is living in an apartment which is not your own, is rented. A house which is, I should change the question. Living in an apartment which is rented. Yeah. So, a rented place versus your own place. If you're living in a rented place, how much effort would you put? How much resources would you put? How much money would you put? Time you would put in decorating the place, in refurbishing the place, making it upside down and just, okay, I want this to be here, that to be there. And I want, like, I keep, this color paint and that color paint and whatever. How much effort would you put? Or resources would you put? Money would you put? Time would you put if you know that this is a rented place versus your own house? Yeah. So if you are living in a rented place, you will just take care of it just enough, right? Just enough, so you know, because you know maybe next year I need to move out. Yeah. So but you will manage it, you will maintain it, but just enough. Bare necessities are covered. You are not worried too much about maybe some things are not ideal, but it's okay. Yeah, in 6 months I move out. You know it in the back of mind. You know it, but then you are taking care of it. You're not letting the water run, for example. Right? You will take care of it. You will fix the pipe. So if it's your own house, you will live in a different way versus if it's a rented house. This body is a rented house. So you need to just take care of it. So it's functional. Because this is not your permanent place. You will not live here forever. This body is a rented apartment. So you take care of it just enough. If you overdo it, it's not useful anyways. Yeah. People use anti-aging creams or whatever just to stay bright and young and healthy. For how long? Huh? For how long? Really think this question. Next time you think about this, really think that this is a rented place. Yes, I need to take care. But not to the extent that I try to make an eternal place here. It's not going to work out. Yeah. I hope that answers. Yeah. So to the extent you need to take care, you put that much amount of effort. Afterwards, that's good. Hare Krishna. So now we'll have a bit of kirtan. Archie is here. Please come, Archie. I have mridanga. I don't have harmonium, unfortunately. So please, you can play mridanga and let the buddhi be active and focus. Okay. just from the sound. If your mind goes away somewhere about yesterday, tomorrow, whatever, bring it back.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.